For a poor kid, the military can be the only way to pay for college. The incentives to join are more enticing than ever. The Army's recruiting battalion commander in Minneapolis took abrupt action after seeing our undercover investigation, telling us that what he saw was too close to the edge.
No justice, no peace. U.S. out of the Middle East, no justice, no peace.
It has not been a good year.
Recruiters lie, people die.
For Army recruiters.
Hell no, we won't go.
As the largest of the 4 military service branches,
we're here to protest this illegal war.
The Army has come under attack the most for being under pressure to enlist new soldiers. The war in Iraq is making it tougher to get young men and women to sign on with Uncle Sam.
And it is challenging now because we're in the 5th year.
Recruiters are considered the face of the Army.
It is so important for us to state what the facts are.
The facts are what the Fox 9 investigators went looking for. We sent 2 employees undercover to several recruiting offices in the Twin Cities. We wanted to know how far recruiters would go to try and get someone to enlist.
You ever been arrested?
As far as the recruiters know, they are talking to another potential soldier. We deliberately ask questions that would determine if we are eligible to enlist.
A buddy of mine said that they had him list like medications down.
Medical problems like depression can disqualify you. Listen to what this recruiter tells us when we ask if we should write down if we've taken antidepressants.
If somebody's been on it before, I kind of just say, just... it never happened.
Even if it was over a year, you should list that.
Lieutenant Colonel Clyde Moore is the Army's Minneapolis recruiting battalion commander. He took notes as we showed him our undercover video.
Smoke marijuana, done any illicit drugs.
Drug questions also came up. Smoking marijuana, not a big deal to this recruiter.
But it's something you should list, or?
Something you should list. It's something I try to stay away from listing.
Recruiters they're not there to coach and guide.
But coaching is what we appeared to get when our female employee was asked out of the blue if she was on birth control. The recruiter who's talking is off screen.
You were on to regulate your menstrual cycle?
Yes. No, I was not.
You were on it to prevent pregnancy, right?
Well, yeah. Okay, yes. Well, like... Feed me the answers, okay?
When you start coaching, guiding people, that's an impropriety.
Everyone have a peaceful demonstration?
Anti-war protester Todd Moore says he has heard recruiting stories similar to our investigation. He faults the Army for not giving recruits a true picture of the war.
We'll tell you all the positives, all the things that'll make you sign that dotted line.
$65,000 of college, $73,000 for college.
At times, the recruiters sound like a salesman.
Starting pay is around $28,000.
Throwing out huge cash benefits.
You start up a small business, they got up to $450,000 for that.
The right amount should be $40,000, not $450,000.
But he added a couple of zeros.
At another recruiting station, we're told how we can pick up some extra cash.
You're going to get a clothing allowance, which is for females is $619.20.
Instead of spending that money on uniforms every year,
it's like a little bonus.
Yeah.
You go like, hey man, go buy myself that flat screen TV I always wanted, or whatever,
That's probably the wrong thing to say. I totally disagree with that.
The Army is not alone when it comes to questionable recruiting practices.
He was just like coaching him on how to pass the drug test.
17-year-old Peter Kern says a Navy recruiter told a friend of his who smoked pot how to pass the drug test.
It worked, he passed the drug test and he's shipping out in August.
Kern says he was looking at the military to find a job.
The Army has full-time broadcast journalism.
Finding that dream job, we were told, would not be a problem.
They can guarantee your job in writing before you sign your contract.
Not so, says Lieutenant Colonel Moore.
The Army can only guarantee the job that the applicant is qualified.
There's a good chance you'll go right.
Some recruiters were upfront with our undercover employees, but most avoided talking about the war.
You could be stationed in Puerto Rico, Belgium, Germany, Italy, Korea, Japan.
Last year, 864 complaints were made against recruiters nationwide. Half of the cases were dismissed, and 23 soldiers were relieved of recruiting duties, none from the Twin Cities. Anti-war groups also question what recruits are promised after their military service ends.
How many young people actually end up using the skills and their future careers that they get in the military?
Here's what we were told.
Oh, when you get off of active duty?
Yeah.
Bro, come back here. get a job at, Fox 9 News.
Another pie-in-the-sky promise that, like all the others, gives military recruiting a black eye.
Did anything surprise me? I don't think I get surprised. Do I get disappointed? Yes, I do get disappointed.
So far this year, there have been 8 complaints against recruiters in the Minneapolis Recruiting Battalion. The Army is still investigating the 4 recruiters who were suspended as a result of our story. For more information on military recruiting, go to myfox9.com, click on News, then Investigators. I'm Fox 9 investigator Jacqueline McLean.